How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of brewery release action from a brewery you don't typically see a lot of stuff that's kind of one-off style, and this is Sam Adams, their Boston Brewery Company. This is their Fest beer. This is a 5.7% alcohol by volume Fest beer. This comes courtesy of Tyler. Thank you very much, brother. He sent me off a bunch of beers, Treehouse and Fox Farm and all this stuff. But he sent me two brewery releases from Sam Adams, and they kind of have me kind of chomping at the bit to dive into them. Hence the first beer I'm actually cracking from that box, and I'm kind of really excited because I dig me some Fest beers. And honestly, for me, Sam Adams is kind of much maligned when it comes to a lot of like craft brewers. Sure, they spot Dogfish Head, so they're one of the bigger conglomerates when it comes to the whole beer game. But I've always dug me some Sam Adams. I mean, their Double Bock is one of the best beers, and one of the best Double Bocks in general, especially from American brewer. They're obviously Utopias. A bunch of people dig on. What else do I dig from them? A bunch of different stuff. Some of their hazies have gotten a little bit better. Their Belgian stuff, their kind of World Series can be quite nice. New World Series can be quite nice. So I dig on them. First things first, label wise, it's all right. Sam Adams says Fest beer. We're done. Beer wise, it looks exactly what you'd expect from a Fest beer. So you're talking about basically your traditional kind of Oktoberfest style beer, but not necessarily just an Oktoberfest. More as an Oktoberfest Fest beer. Rich kind of yellow in color, lager vibes all the way. More like a Pilsner Kolsch kind of color. But for Oktoberfest. Let's get a nose. Banana, man. I get like a heaping helping of banana on this sucker. There's rich banana vibes. Soft wheat vibes. That comes off more like a wheat, German-style wheat beer more than a Fest beer for me. Not necessarily, it doesn't have that kind of like banana lactose thing. Wheat beers tend to be super wheat heavy, super wheat forward. And then when you combine that kind of banana ester that you typically get from German beers, it can kind of have this soft kind of cream kind of vibe to it. This lacks that kind of richness to it, but it still has that soft banana and that soft wheat vibe. So it's kind of giving me that kind of picklings in the back of my brain. It smells quite nice though. Let's dive in. Cheers. I mean, it kind of follows suit. The banana disappears slightly. It's still there and comes back with something a little bit more kind of traditional kind of Pilsner lager, like soft bittering, a little bit of herbal noble style hops. Soft Pilsner malt. Again, that wheat takes a little bit of backseat. So in that nose, you're getting a soft wheat, soft banana, maybe slightly bubblegummy vibe. But in the taste, while that's still there, that takes a backseat to that more kind of traditional kind of a Pilsner-based lager with a little bit of kind of noble, saucy hops kind of going on. And it's quite nice. It's chuggable, drinkable. We've got a really nice kind of semi-champagne-y kind of carbonation, which you don't typically get from a Fest beer at this level. But I kind of dig it. It makes it a little bit more lighter, a little bit more sprightly. I like it. It's not blowing me away. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not necessarily going to classify it as a Fest beer. In the back, they actually say here, every one of our beers is born here, and they talk about the brewery, this, that, and the thing, and the other. It doesn't really talk about the beer, so I'm not really going to go into that. But it comes off somewhere between a Fest beer and American. I shouldn't say American, because I was going to say American wheat style beer. American wheat style beers are really kind of neutral, and they don't really have that kind of a banana thing. So it's somewhere between a Fest beer and a German kind of wheat beer. That's kind of how it lands for me. And I would say it's more like that in the nose versus taste as opposed to the beer as a whole. I think it's tasty. I think it's fun. I'm really glad I got to try it. And it's a beer I definitely wouldn't push aside, especially if I was at a festival or I was at a place where I'm like about sitting down and drinking a bunch of beers. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to say this is a great Fest beer. It just kind of is a little bit too forward with some of those flavors to be something that's more of a kind of sessionable, chuggable beer. But at the same time, it's tasty. It's well made. I mean, that's kind of Sam Adams' MO. And it's just something that is definitely not going to be hard to put down. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's talk about it. Is this one of the better Fest beers I've had as of late? It's still going to be in the conversation. It's just not going to be towards the top because I don't really think it's much of a Fest beer more than it is just kind of amalgamation between a wheat and a Fest beer. Value and availability, it's Sam Adams. Chances are this is going to be like relatively decently priced, especially at the brewery. I mean, it's a brewery-only release, so you can only get it up there, but I doubt it's overly expensive. Maybe Tyler or somebody out there can actually chime in and let us know what's what, and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this beer? If you like German wheats, you like fest beers, and you wish they met somewhere in the middle, because that's kind of where this one lands. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you talk about reading fest beer as big as it is, words are hard, as it is on the front, you might go into something not really expecting, but it's still a damn tasty beer. Still a damn chuggable beer. Pretty damn good beer, to be perfectly honest. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. You want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of fest beer goodness. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.